leftover episode. Oh my goodness, golly gosh, you're actually getting 2 episodes in a month. That's what you normally pay for, and I never get to give it to you because life, but quarantine. So we're doing a leftover episode for something we did a couple nights ago. Pan over to the food, Jenny. We gonna make some hearty chicken noodle soup. I may or may not have commandeered and updated the recipe from Metro Diner. Oops, I didn't say that. Oh well, whatever. I'll edit it out later. No, I won't. I'm too lazy to do that kind of stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get started on food now. How you guys holding out? It's not okay here. Here we go. First things first, we're gonna want to turn a pot on high heat. I know, I'm gonna go fast and I'm gonna talk a little bit slower. I'm sorry. While that's heating up, we're gonna go ahead and take an entire stick of butter. We're gonna go ahead and throw that in there so it gets nice and melty. Then, while that's melting, or preferably before, you're going to take carrots, celery, and onion. I already went ahead and cut everything up. And you're going to get them all rough chopped. I like a rough chop just because I like the concept of a hearty soup. I want my vegetables to have a little crunch to them, a little taste, a little flavor. I want to know they're there. If you don't feel the same, chop them a little smaller. Jenny might not like hearty soup. I might get complaints later tonight. Hopefully not. I know the kids are going to hate me. But this is dinner. So they either eat or they starve. I don't care which. Jenny's smiling. She knows that this is true. She doesn't care. There's ice cream cake in here. Yeah, that's right. We've gone so insane that we're just going to go ahead and just tell you everything. Boop! Okay. Enough fooling around. We're letting that butter melt. While we're waiting on that, let's talk to you guys for a little bit. Let's go ahead and wrap. We know that things are currently insane, right, Jenny? Yep. And that you guys can't. Just talk. And that you guys can't necessarily subscribe to the Patreon. So I am going to ask you to do something when things get back to normal. I would love it if you would subscribe to the Patreon, but also while you can right now, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's currently free to get everything I post up. Again, obviously. And then once everything's back to normal, we're going to go back to Patreon exclusives. I would love it if you would join us there. I'm trying to get to a point where we have a couple thousand subscribers. Not enough to get a play button or anything. I'm not trying to get funded by them, but I am trying to get to the point where I can do more stuff for you guys. I really do want to dedicate more time to this. Thank you. Butter's almost where we need it to be. I'll probably go ahead and start throwing in the veggies now. And once we get you guys to where you are a little higher in number than the current amount of people I have, though I do appreciate everyone that's been there from the get-go. Mom, Dad, Mike, Ginger, still love you, still appreciate you, Robin. I want to get to a point where I can afford to making merch for you guys. Aprons, enamel pins. You guys have seen my hats for work. You guys know that I love enamel pins. I'll probably commission an artist to make art for them so that we can have a little Crawford Sweets pin set of me and the camera lady. She doesn't want art of her done, I know. So I'll probably just have something goofy where it's just a feminine face behind a camera, like I see right now. She's like, yeah, that works. Maybe the kids, I know you've seen them pop up in videos. I think it would be really cute to see. If you guys haven't watched last episode, there's a really cute segment where Chris just pokes his head around the corner. I love that so much. I kind of want to get that made into a piece of art or turned into a pen of the kids just poking their head around the corner. Our veggies are starting to saute and sweat, so we're going to go ahead and give this a stir so they don't burn. I'm not used to cooking at home. This is nice. You guys like chicken noodle soup? Fun fact, it's not actually chicken that we're using. The other day I had us get Cornish hens from Costco and we cooked and ate those. They were really delicious. But there were some leftovers. Somebody couldn't finish their entire meal or just wasn't in the mood for chicken that night. So So we had a few birds left over, and I figured I'd turn it into something fun. And of course, my best ideas come when Jenny's talking to me. So I went ahead and pulled that. Don't worry, it's not going in there anytime soon. We still got to let those sweat for a little bit. When the video gets posted, tell me what you guys think about the concept of merch. Yes, the pins. I do want to make a Crawford Sweets a Gamer Eats apron, which I haven't figured out any of that stuff yet. It's just kind of brain works. Please excuse the thudding above me if you can hear it on the camera. I'm not sure how sensitive the mic is, but my kids are upstairs playing, and they have a friend over, so we're going to let them have their fun while we cook. While that's sweating, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of pepper and some Italian seasoning. Because I like flavor, I like flavor. Jenny's being helpful. She's handing stuff to me. I give it about a quarter teaspoon of pepper. Remember, we're not bacon industrial. I have to remind myself of this constantly. That is not the right hole. Quarter teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Again, I'm so used to working in an industrial kitchen, oops, sorry, I got too close to the camera, that I have to remind myself to tone everything down. Normally when I make chicken soup, it's 4 or 5 gallons of it at a time, so I'm using way more veggies than this. I'm throwing in tablespoons of salt and pepper and Italian seasoning. So I always have to remind myself, even when it comes to you guys, to scale it back, because I'm used to feeding a couple thousand people a week, a day, somewhere in that zone. I've worked everywhere. I've been in places like Chick-fil-A and Hungry Howie's. I've worked hotels. For a long time I dreamed of working for Disney.
Still do.
Still do, a little bit. Not really. Some. Those are... Ah! A mess. I'm a mess. Jenny's a mess. I'll get it later. It's fine. It's fine. So those are sweating, but now's a good time to add our chicken broth. Probably going to add a little bit of water to that too, just make sure that it's all nice and full. I also have some chicken bouillon cubes that I'll cut away too and add, because I don't necessarily agree with bouillon, but I realize all of a sudden that I probably didn't get enough broth. And that's okay. Life is cool. We the Offbeats. Name that reference, Jenny. Kablam! Nobody remembers 90s cartoons like I do. Help me get out of my own brain. This is nuts. Without spoilers, I finished Final Fantasy VII recently. Jenny's really glad to know that that's a thing. Tell them why, Jenny. No? No? You're refusing? She's happy because I'm no longer staying up until 5 o'clock in the morning to fight the likes of Sephiroth. But she doesn't know who that is, but she knows that she's really glad that he's no longer a part of my life. At least until they release part 2. Now she has to deal with Red Dead Redemption 2. Which, because the state of Florida doesn't know what they're doing, I'm really dating myself right now. Because the state of Florida doesn't know what they're doing just yet, we're just gonna have to deal with it. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully you guys get a lot more of me, even if we do get back to normal, and we'll figure some stuff out. I still want to know what you guys want to see me cook. I know that I'm cooking for fun and that I'm doing stuff that I like and that I want to create a bunch of other things that I'm still trying to get a help on, but while you guys have nothing better to do than to help me out, I want to hear your ideas. Jenny does too, mostly because she wants to see how crazy I get whenever I get an idea. I think she loves it when I get an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. That's all you're going to give me? That's all you're going to give them? Are we still recording? Did it stop at the 12-minute mark?
No, we're still going.
Oh, good. We're still learning how this camera works, and I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have thrown the noodles in next, but it's my soup. I'll do it my way. Her. Don't mind me. Go ahead and stir that in there. It's going to be a relatively short episode, I know. Because eventually we're going to disappear and we're going to let this all cook. And we'll come back and I'll edit in, you know, a delicious tasting. I think we're just going to have a light soup tonight. It's kind of a cool day today, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to have soup, maybe some sandwiches. Mom, I know that this isn't the soup you asked for, but I had leftovers, so next time. I hope your arm's feeling better. Don't trip and fall on water bottles. Is there a cat behind me?
There was.
Cat tails, woo! Add a little bit of water to this. Oh, I almost forgot. Personal favorite flavor of mine is I love citrus, so I'm going to add an entire lemon to this just for that yummy acidity. I like it. Jenny likes it. Pat tolerates it. That is an ice cold lemon. Could have made lemonade out of
I
that.
think a seed just fell in.
Did it?
I think so.
Oh no. Oh well, I'll hunt that out in a minute. Okay, so a little lemon for that zest. Sometimes I'm cheap and I use lemon pepper, but for you guys, no, real stuff. That's starting to smell good.
Yeah.
Throwing it. There's no salt in here. You know what? That's fine. Sea salt. Whoop, that's a little too much. I'll throw the rest back in here where we normally keep our salt to season stuff, and I'll fill that up later. Lemony heads. What do you think? A little water?
Just a little bit.
Just a smidge
for the noodles.
for the noodles. But it's looking good, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Over there at Internetville. You guys seriously never talk to me. I keep constantly checking for stuff in the comments and I never see you guys. Where are you? I know you're watching. There's at least 25 to 30 of you that actually sit there and partake in the goofiness that is me. And I know I'm really subdued today, but I got my giggles out last night. So just kind of deal with it while I vibe. I blame Animal Crossing. Jenny's like, whatever, nerd. Jenny can't talk. She's playing Sims 4. Swoop. I think 2 more. I think 2 more.
Just gonna throw this out there. The pie pan, the pan behind the one you're cooking in, hidden Mickey.
What? Oh, that's awesome. Look at us being all Disney-like and not even trying. We a Disney family even when we don't mean to be. By the way, Walt Disney Company, if you see this, talk to me. Sponsor me. Love me. I love you. I miss your parks. I dropped stuff. Now it's a hat. Now it's a hat. We're gonna wash that, I promise. Okie doke. We're gonna throw in some noodles. We're gonna let that boil, and then we'll see you in a little bit. So, bye. Whoop. Yeah, we're on. Oh. We're back. Okay, cool. Sorry, my knee popped right before she put the record button back on, so I was getting that old man. Ooh. I can move now. Anyway, we let that simmer for an hour so that it could just kind of soak, get in the flavor. I did taste check it, and unfortunately adding the water did kind of kill the flavor. That happened, so we added 2 tablespoons of Better Than Bouillon vegetable stock. It tastes amazing now. All the flavors are there. The bouillon, I can't really taste much difference because we already put carrot, celery, and onions in there. It did have a little bit of tomato, but basically the bouillon was just to reawaken those flavors and make it pop. It tastes incredible, and I highly recommend that brand. Jenny's looking at me like I'm insane because I never actually say what brands I use, and for good reason. I want you guys to be open for interpretation. I want you to go and get whatever you fancy. If you have a bouillon base or a stock base that you prefer to use, go for it. I'm letting you know that for this one particular thing, we used better than bouillon stock. I'm a big guy. I eat big. This is the bowl we're going to throw it in. Check this stuff out. It's been simmering for about an hour, like I said. I might have put a little bit too much noodle, but again, I like my soup hearty, don't you, Ben?
Yeah.
Alright. So plenty of noodles, plenty of veg, plenty of chicken in there, just a little bit more, but mostly broth. Because what's soup without a broth? Bada bing, bada boom. There's your soup. Grab a sandwich. I'm thinking if I had a panini press, I'd make me a ham and cheese panini right about now. That actually sounds really good, and I just thought about it, and now I'm hungry for it. So excuse me while I go buy an expensive panini press that I can't afford because I can't work anymore. Jenny's shaking her head behind the camera. It's so cute. But I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to go make me some paninis, and maybe we'll see you next time for breakfast. I don't know. Let's see. Tell me what you want to see. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah. Was it recording that entire time?
No, my dumb butt forgot how to hit record, and record is the